Hello and welcome to Ben's Paint Workshop. Today we're going to paint the Space Wolves Thunderwolf Cavalry. These guys have all been black primed and then gone over with a grey dry brush. Now we're just going to base these guys with rust grey. Now these guys have a base layer, it's onto the wolves. We're going to start with Wraithbone dry brush to the faces. Now we want some good variation in fur, so take some Wraithbone and go over some patches of the wolves wherever you see fit. Now for variation, we're going to put a Grelin Earth on one of the wolves. And one of these puppers is going to go predominantly black. The last guy we're just going to do in a warehouse / Walmart brown. Now we're going to take the lead belcher and apply it to all of the mech areas. Now we're just going to take a little bit of Averland Sunset and dot in all the natural eyes. And before washing, we're just going to highlight some areas with white scar. Here we're just going to add technical iron earth for tongue colour, works pretty good. And black the toenails and stuff. Now we're going to take Agrax Earthshade and turn these into some dirty dogs. location we're going to do one of the walls with non-oil and over the mecha parts as well. Now these walls are pretty much done. They've all been highlighted in different colours. Not Armageddon dust, that was a highlight with Xandri dust to the wolf in the middle. Now we're going to go back to the three guys and we're going to do a Space Wolves grey contrast over pretty much everything except the shoulder pads. Now we're going to apply a thematic blue contrast to a couple of the weapons. This is to give us an ice effect. Now we're going to apply white scar over all the areas we want yellow. Now we're going to apply Avaland Sunset over all of the white areas. Now we're going to apply some Mephiston red and Abaddon black over the leg shield on one of the guys. I'll mention again, just like all my other videos, my paints are not thinned except for thin coats over the face area. It all comes down to technique. We just want a little bit of paint off the brush. Now we're going back to rust grey just to tidy up some sections. just going to bring some Abaddon Black into some of the detail. Here we're going to take Abaddon Black and just paint some random patterns on the shoulder pads. Now we're going to take Lead Belcher and sort out all the weaponry and any highlights. Now we're going to chop back to White Scar and bring that in on some of the weapons casings. Now we're going to apply Balthazar Gold over any sort of gold areas. Here we're just going to add some Space Wolves decals to the opposite shoulder pads. Now we're just going to highlight the Balthazar Gold with some Liberator Gold and come in and do some white highlights with White Scar, and that pretty much completes the painting of these miniatures. Right, and here is the finished result. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.